Jam! Hello again, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on the MTGCast network. I am Chewie. Hi.
Hi, Chewie.
Hi. So are we done? Is that it?
That's it.
Magic over.
Yay!
So, mana pool, no eye and goblin, and just like it is in the show notes. We'll see you next week.
Some card advantage or something. I don't know. Random discard, whatever, man.
Random discard.
It's all something.
Random advantage, yes.
Card discard.
So yes, in case you can't tell by the chaos, Cluze is back.
Hey, hi everybody. Special hello to everyone in most of the eastern half of Missouri that's not in St. Louis.
See, someone wanted a shout out.
Episode 573. That's their area code. Look, you should get this joke by now.
We apologize for Cluze roboting. We have no idea why, and it got worse once I hit recording.
I don't really know why either. I will investigate and see what to do about those robots.
It's like he's speaking binary.
It's basically binary, yeah. All right, then. And also, Squee is here, of course.
Hooray, I'm alive for now. Limited time.
We are back in the mud again. And I confess, I'm so happy here. Now, let us go to some Magic tournaments.
There are a few.
There were a few in Birmingham. GP Birmingham. Am I pronouncing that closer to right? I know it's not Birmingham, because that's Alabama.
This is not Alabama.
This is not Alabama. This is Birmingham. So
it's like Birmingham Prime.
Where we had, I accidentally lost it, 1743 people playing Modern. That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, that sounds significant.
Yeah. And the deck lists are not in order anywhere, so...
Why would they be?
I am also going to butcher all the names in all the tournaments far worse than usual.
At this point, it's a tradition.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be worse this week. So, and of course, the first name is French. And I do not understand how French pronunciation works, so I'm sorry. But we're going to say it's Louis de Briand? Louis Le Briand? Let's go with that. Whatever, he's playing Burn. That's the important part here.
Yay, Burn!
Yeah, since Cluze left, Burn has been all over the place.
Yeah, Cluze left and Aggro took over the formats for a minute.
Excellent. Hey, am I still roboting at this point?
Not in the last few seconds, no.
Less so.
Okay, good. Let me know if it recurs.
Duly noted.
Possibly.
Did you stop downloading the internet?
Yeah, I was apparently downloading star.star from the internet, and seems like a bad
that'll
move.
eat up your bandwidth. So this burn deck is nifty for one very simple reason. From what I'm seeing looking at the deck list here, and it's Shrine of Burning Rage.
Ooh, that's a card I love.
You roboted slightly.
Yeah, well, I was loading the WotC page, so...
Oh, okay. But the Shrine of Burning Rage gets counters every upkeep or when you cast a red spell, and you can pay 3, tap, and sack it to deal damage equal to the number of charge counters on it to target creature or player. Way back when this was in Standard, and Mike, my Mana Pool co-host, built his big red deck, this was one of the preferred finishers, and this thing it gets out of hand fast.
It doesn't look that efficient when you first see the card, but then you're dead. That's pretty much how it actually works.
That is, yeah. You're like, all right, and then next thing you know, it's got 5 damage with your name on it, and you're like, oh, that could kill me.
Yeah,
next
basically,
turn.
by the time you get done reading it, there's at least like 3 counters on it.
Oh, totally, yeah.
It's like a damage boost for every red spell, and then eventually you cash it in.
Pretty much, yeah. And I notice, other than that, it's a pretty standard modern burn deck, pretty stock modern burn deck. Except, I'm guessing the Shrine of Burning Rage was, edged out the Great Revel. The Eidolon of Great Revel, because I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
So I'm guessing that's what was supposed to, or that's what this replaced. Which, since the Eidolon hurts both of you, I guess
it could edge it out that extra little bit.
Yeah, the Shrine seems like it's more like burst potential and forcing your opponent to deal with that artifact over there, as opposed to dealing with killing you or stopping you from killing them. So you trade in your constant, relentless damage for the burst potential and I'm guessing the disruption.
Yeah, and if you're up against someone who's playing spells that cost more than 3, you're still, controlling the damage because it's, off your red spells as opposed to what they're doing.
Yeah. So that was first place. In second place, we have Steve Hotto, who's running a black-green rock deck, which looks pretty normal. It's got the Ghost Quarters and the Fulminator Mages in the board. Well, the Ghost Quarters are main. The Fulminator Mages are in the board. Apparently, those were both huge for him this weekend, because you can recur those with various flavors of Liliana.
Was the Ramanop Excavator in previous versions of this?
I think it's in there because of the Ghost Quarters.
Yeah. No, I mean, it totally makes sense. It just, I don't remember seeing that before.
Oh, it's in the board. I was like, I don't see any.
I mean, it makes sense. It's perfectly viable in the deck. I just didn't remember seeing it.
Yeah. Seems good. So let's see. Third place, we have Oscar. Wait, was that third place?
Yeah.
Oscar Christensen, who is playing the Counters Company deck. Anything fancy going on here? Well, I mean, other than the obvious Vizier of Remedies, Devoted Druid nonsense. Nope, don't say anything terribly fancy. Okay. Fourth place, Alberto Galicia. Is playing Abzan.
Which Zan?
You know which Zan. Ooh, it's got Grim Flayer in here, though. That seems relatively new. This is actually not really Abzan. It's black-green with Lingering Souls.
Yeah, you're right. I was just looking to see what was there, and it's just Lingering Souls.
Like, there's not even a path to exile.
The board has a Stony Silence in it.
Ah, well, okay. That's something, I guess.
Something. I mean, there's 2 of them. But there's not way more just a green-black deck.
There you are.
I was going to say, Squee cut out for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'm the only one that's here full-time, dear listeners.
Quite possibly. We are all time-sharing.
Let's see. In 5th place, we have... No, that's 4th place. Who's in 5th place? Peter Glogowski.
Yes.
Let's say. Who's running Lantern Control because he's clearly a terrible person.
Is that how that works?
Isn't it?
I mean, it very well could be.
For people who don't like to eat lunch, but who also only want to play one game.
Yeah. That's up in there.
Weird. So yeah, it's that deck. Moving on. Ivan de Castro Sanchez in 6th is running, here it is, Nightfall Humans. Nightfall. Get it like Batman.
Clearly.
I wonder if anyone gets
where you win by breaking your opponent's back and then waiting them out.
Yeah, spoilers.
Is it? No. Look, we'll get to the top 5 moments in a minute. I guess it's a small spoiler.
What? Oh no, I meant that's what happens at the end of Nightfall. So spoilers.
See, now it's a spoiler because you clarified it.
Oh my god.
Like butter.
Yeah, this is the Humans deck. I think we've talked about it before. Humans deck, Champion of the Parish, Knight of the Reliquary, the Mayor of Everbrook, and then a bunch of humans that do horrible, horrible things, like Eternal Witness, and Reflector Mage, and Thalia's Lieutenant, and Thalia, Guardian of Thraben herself, with Retreat to Coral.
Pilgrim. Watch out for that guy.
Avacyn's Oh yeah, the Mana Bird. It's not a bird. The Mana Monk. Monk. And it's also got Retreat to Coral Helm because, Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah.
Seems good. So that was 6 plays. George Channing was playing Grixis Death Shadow. Oh look, Zombie Fish. This isn't Legacy. What? No? Okay.
It's still good.
That's Gurmag Angler, for those of you who haven't been with us very long. But again, there's really nothing fancy, at least not fancy enough to catch my eye, going on here.
Yeah.
So that leaves us rounding out the top 8 with Simon Nilsson, who is playing Titan Shift.
Yeah, dude.
My God.
Swag Tusk.
Prime
Look, there
time.
is a Swag Tusk. And Primetime and good old Secure Tri-Builder. Oh, I love that guy.
Prismatic. Good time.
Prismatic Omen is good times. But yeah, it's a Valakut deck with Escape Shift. You know, you guys know. Everybody knows. So there you go. That's your top 8.
Moltar know.
Does Moltar really know it?
Yeah, Moltar know it.
Oh, okay. Just checking. What was going on in the rest of the top 32? We got some Dredge. Hey, there's Dredge. Look at Dredge. Pedro Carvalho running Storm. Buh. Eldrazi Tron, Ad Nauseam, Dredge. More Abzan, and a Grixis Death Shadow. That's your top 16. Wow. Anything else just neat? Oh, there's a Living End deck in 19th with Archfiend of Ifnir in it. Yes. You guys remember that?
No, I didn't. I was reading it just now, and that seems terrible. Not for them, for their opponents.
Yeah. Also, some of the new cycling guys, like the Desert Ceradon and the Horror of the Broken Lands, because when you bring them all back, they can punch people in the face really hard. And the Horror, of course, we've talked about before, is a thing you can just throw down and actually use to kill people. Which seems good. Yeah. Let's see.
So...
what?
No, go ahead. Continue. I'll pick up after you're done with the deck list.
Oh, okay. We've got more Decepticon. Well, no, our first batch of Decepticons.
Yeah, like I say, that's...
Affinity in 20th. More Death Shadow, more Titan Shift. Kiki Cord. Wow. Look at this. Look at
Avalanche
all of
Riders.
Yeah, right? Look at all of these terrible cards that make people want to hurt themselves and other people and everyone, and mainly Avalanche Riders, really. It's a Stone Rain that's also a 2/2 with haste.
Yeah.
Huh. Was that the first of the invitational cards? I think it might have been. If not the first, then one of the first.
Avalanche Riders?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty early on.
Was that Darwin Castle? Oh, God, I'm
Screw
so
that
old I
land
can't remember.
Right there, and I'm going to kick you in the teeth.
Pretty much, yeah. And when paired with things like Kiki Jiki, it just gets awful. Oh, there's an Eldritch Evolution. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I forgot that was a thing. Oh, that makes me so happy.
Wait, what?
Eldritch Evolution. Sack a thing to search your library for a card with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2+, the sacked creature's converted mana cost. Let's see. Fairies? What? Look at that.
As I recall, those were going to dominate all of Modern forever.
And look, here they are. It's accurate.
In 24th place.
Oh, I remember when they unbanned Bitter Blossom. It was funny. You can hear about it too on a recent episode of the Mana Pool when we went through the rest of the history of the Banhammer from the inception of Modern to current day. Shameless plug. Let's see. More Death Shadow, more Storm, more Eldrazi Tron, Bant Eldrazi, more Counters Company, more Titan Shift, more Death Shadow. Yep, okay. The actual, let's see, where was it? The meta breakdown is in the top stories. Here we go. Sort of. Toby Henke took a random sample of 300 decks of the 1743 and counted them by archetype. I don't know why he would do this, but okay. Out of that random sample of 300, he had 34 Grixis Death Shadow, 31 Titan Shift, 30 Eldrazi Tron, 25 Affinity, 23 Burn, 19 Abzan Midrange, and then it sort of drops off until you get down to others, where there were 79 others.
That's a large chunk.
So there are 11 archetypes listed here, and then 79 of the 300 were still others. I think Modern is probably pretty okay.
Seems to be.
Including such things as Mill. Because there was a Mill deck that was featured in round 10 and was just vicious. I hear that getting hit with 2 turn 1, archive traps, and then a surgical extraction to eat your lingering souls is bad.
It's not what I would want to travel and pay money to experience.
Yeah. And then his opponent tried to fetch a blue source to cast a Logic Knot to counter his Visions of Beyond. and he couldn't find a blue source because all of his blue sources had already dropped into the graveyard.
Oh.
Mmm.
That's that thing that people are afraid of when they're playing against Mill.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually matter nearly all the time, but the fear is there.
And this apparently happened on camera, which is just...
Of course it did.
So there you go. So I guess that was GP Birmingham.
Yep.
The meta seems okay. Nothing is running away with it. Nothing is horribly destroying everything. Nice.
Yeah. While I was scrolling down on the main page, because instead of giving a wide variety of articles and stuff, they like to dump every tweet that uses the hashtag at us, apparently. And so while I was scrolling over that, I came across this picture of legacy education momentum. And it's just a weird picture. So I shared that with you guys on the Discord, and it's available on the page. But I'm sort of wondering what this person on the escalator thinks is going to happen to them when they get there. There's no greater story to this. It's just a weird picture.
I really worry about Bill sometimes. There, that's now going to be in the show notes, dear listeners, right under the GP Birmingham link. So there you go. Just so you can see whatever that is. So let's move on, because we have more Grand Prixes. Grand
Pandemonium.
Grand Prix Sao Paulo happened, and apparently there were exactly 1,200 people playing, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Could we not? I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Feels made up.
It does. Sort of like when you say they seem to be staying away from places with lots of water. It sounds made up. Anyway. Oh Lord. Hey Bill, you want to mispronounce this guy's name?
I don't know if I want to, but I might. So we have to go to final standings list and all these things.
Well, no, these are in order.
Oh, this is way nicer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll still get it wrong, but
Joao?
because we know it's already wrong. Yeah, Joao Lacluyze.
Yeah, that sounds good. But he is playing Bant Nightfall, so that's a thing. In second place, we have Vitor Grassato playing Titan Shift. Yep, looks pretty good.
Wait, where are you finding this list in order?
Okay, up at the top where it says live coverage, next to that is tournament results and deck lists. This change might have happened since you were last here.
Live coverage.
They've got them separated into tabs now instead of just scroll down.
It takes some getting used to.
Tournament. Oh, look at that crap. Okay, all right.
I really appreciate the fact that you didn't get this on the last GP page.
Because, man, like a total noob. Well, I knew that the last ones weren't in order, so I just went to the top 8 deck lists page, and I was scrolling back and forth every time Chewie read off a name. And,
Yeah,
okay. All right. Hey, look at that.
Sick.
These are in order.
All right. So in third place, we have Danilo Ramos Mopesto, let's say, playing Grixis Shadow, Zombie Fish. We have fourth place, Rafael Costa Zaghi, playing Black-Green Tron. Hey, look at that, a Black-Green Tron deck. I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Yeah.
It's got the Ugin and the Death Star right there next to each other.
Holy operation.
Actually, we might have just seen one of these and it was just labeled Eldrazi Tron, since it does have 6 Eldrazi in it. I didn't look at the Eldrazi list that much, so whatever. Moving on, in what place is this? 5th place, Carlos Ramao. Dude, no way. Hey, look at that. Carlos Ramao made the top 8 of a GP. That's a lot. I bet there's a mention of that somewhere. Oh well, we'll figure that out. Carlos Ramao playing Grixis Shadow also. Yeah. Seems relatively normal.
Yeah. Bifrost in the board.
Is that the Kill Artifacts one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destroy X target artifact.
In 6th place, we have Fabian Nunez playing Abzan mid-range with Siege Rhino, but not Grim Flayer. That's how you know it's actually mid-range.
So you know it's actually Abs.
That too, yeah. In 7th place, Julian Reyes is playing Counter's Company. Oh, with a Ronus the Indomitable in there, just, to be brutal.
Chilling.
Nice. Take a look at that sideboard.
Rally.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a deck list I wouldn't want to write down.
One each of Scavenging Ooze, Yixla Jailer, Kataki War's Wage, Orzhov Pontiff, Burnton Forge Tender, Mirren Crusader, Linvala Keeper of Silence, Reclamation Sage, Eidolon of Rhetoric, Kasali Pride Mage, 3 Path to Exile, 2 Voice of Resurgence. Whew. Now I'm tired. He was prepared for all kinds of things. And then rounding out the top 8, we have Gene Sato playing Jeskai Control. Look at that. Thunder Mahel Kite. Oh, it's always good to see him.
Yeah, favorite dragon.
And Geist of St. Traft in the same deck because mana base.
Favorite ghost. This really just looks like the kind of thing I would bring to FF.
Is that really your favorite dragon?
What, Thundermaw Hellkite?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He's pretty darn good.
I really enjoyed running 4 of them in a deck and just winning a lot. It worked nice.
I can see why you would like that. Yeah, yeah. So, hang on, let me... Whoa! Thank you, Mouse Cursor. Let me check the top stories. There's got to be something in here about Carlos Ramao, right? Oh, there's Willie Adel. Why is there Willie Adel? Oh, it was Father's Day during this GP. Nice. Oh, yeah, here we go. Carlos Ramao takes 10. 10? No. 10th lifetime GP top 8. Damn!
It's like 2 more for a sub, right? No, he's 2 past a sub. Sub's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He is post-sub.
He's working on his second free sub. This is an old joke for those of you that aren't old.
Collect your stamps, kids.
That's pretty good. All right, then.
So scrolling down the random Twitter nonsense on this one, I see that you can get a baby for 1,500 ticks on the prize wall. That's disturbing.
Seems awful low for a baby.
Yeah, the real cost is in the upkeep.
Ah, okay.
Those things just eat tickets.
All right, we don't have a metagame breakdown, so let's go to the top 32. Grixis Shadow, Titan Shift, Abzan Midrange, Grixis Shadow, Titan Shift, Grixis Shadow, Fairies.
That seems to be the favored one.
Oh, this one is actually running seemingly more fairies. Maybe not. I think they're just in a different order. Never mind. Scred Red in 16th.
Ow. Got Koth of the Hammer Pants.
Yeah, Chandra Torch of Defiance and Koth of the Hammer. Ooh, and Storm Breath Dragon. And Hazaret. And Pia and Karen Nalar, Zealous Conscripts, Inferno Titan. Scred Red is like a big red deck, dude. This makes me happy.
Yeah. 3 Blood Moon in the main. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah,
we're playing red.
3 Blood Moon in the main means I don't care what you're doing because you're not doing it. Sick.
I like this.
And then right below it in 17th we have Boros Burn, which is, burn.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's got the Eidolon. See? Didn't make the top 8.
Clearly.
Here is Naya Titan Breach, what's the Through the Reach deck with Summoner's Pact. Yeah. Only one Scape Shift. It's weird how there are decks that have Primeval Titan and Scape Shift and Valakut, but they're such drastically different decks. Because the Titan Breach deck is not the same as the Titan Shift deck,
So what makes it Naya?
The colors, I'm guessing?
Do you see white?
I didn't actually look that closely.
It has a circle of protection red in the board. Okay, all the white's in the board. Okay, never mind.
It's got a COP red and a COP black in the board? What? And timely reinforcements. Ooh, brutal.
Yeah, all the white's in the board. Leyland of Sanctity, now that you're casting it.
Wow.
Yeah, like the board feels like it's from a different deck.
What are you laughing at, Cluze? Shut up. It's totally the colors. Oh my god. In 20th place, we have an actual white-blue control deck. Oh, yeah.
Also, am I time shifted? Because I totally laughed at that whole colors thing like a long time ago.
Yeah, once we were done, I had to point out that.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. It's sometimes slip out of time.
White-blue control deck is like, look at all these great white planeswalkers. Also Jace.
Yeah, but we've talked about this in the past, so we'll just keep going. A Gift Storm deck, more Titan Shift, with Hour of Promise. Ooh! Oh, here's our first Decepticons of this tournament. Affinity in 23rd.
Third. Where was the one in the other tournament? I think it was like 17th, 18th, somewhere in there.
I think it was higher than this.
Yeah.
Wow, here's some stuff you don't usually see. And 24th, Jeskai Midrange. What?
Lightning Angel.
Yeah, with Lightning Angel and Spell Queller. And then your usual Jeskai Remand Path, Cryptic, Electrolyze, Mana Leak, Helix, Bolt. But it's got Lightning Angel.
Yeah. Sometimes you want 4 toughness.
Sometimes you do. More different blue-white control. Death and Taxes in 26th. Titan Shift, Grixis Shadow. Oh, that's Paulo, made top 32. Playing Grixis Shadow. He's on a tear. Jeskai Control, that's the one we talked about before. Mono Green Tron. What? 4 Death Stars, that's Karn Liberated. 1 the Ugin. Wormcoil Engine. 2 Ulamog, World Breaker, Walking Ballista. Oh, it's mono green because they just didn't put in any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Just Dismember, which is colorless. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And then
that you pay for in blood.
Titan Shift in 31st, and it stops.
Yeah. Take that. 32nd.
The 30-second deck is a mystery.
Sir not appearing in this film.
We've hidden a 30-second deck somewhere in this room.
Actually,
you must find it to escape.
18th is missing too. It goes 17 to 19. So this is really only 30 more decks. I'm really confused. Let's just close that.
That's strange.
So there you go. That was your Modern GP of the weekend. Modern GP batch. Grouping? What is a multiple of GPs? What's the collective noun for GPs?
I think we've done this joke before.
Have we? Never mind then. Moving on.
Yeah, I think we did, but
because we were like Prixes or Pry.
No, not plural. The collective noun. You know.
Oh, the collective noun. Oh, a nerding of GPs.
I was actually thinking that exact thing. Damn, that's eerie.
Well, it started out as gathering in my head, but that was too obvious. So, nerding.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked at all.
A deck master game.
Right, so let's go to the Star City event, which was in Richmond, where there were 454 people playing in the Modern Open.
So much Modern.
Yeah, it's a Modern weekend. I wonder if that was intentional.
Maybe.
Or if it just happened to happen.
I just know the page loads slowly.
Actually, I think Star City might have just died because I got the Modern Open opened and the other 2 have errored.
Oh.
So it looks like Star City's website just had some sort of boo-boo. But that's okay, I can see these. So, in the Modern Open, how many did I say? 454? Yeah. Kazoo Negri won. I have no idea if that's right. Playing Blue-Red Gift Storm. Yay. And then in second place, James Forst. Is that right? It is right. Okay. Not a typo. Unless it was a typo in multiple places. Playing Grixis Death Shadow. Ross Merriam is in third playing Elves. What?
Elves.
Oh,
they
hey,
make cookies.
It's back up. They're opening again.
Yeah, it just opened for me.
Oh, wow. It's got Vizier of Remedies. Why does it have Vizier of Remedies? Oh, because there's Devoted Druid. Duh.
Yeah. That would do it.
Wow, that works in multiple decks. That's not right. That's not right at all.
Is this one of those things where it becomes an honorary elf by virtue of the hat? You're an elf now.
I mean, it is a hat. Oh, the Vizier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're now an elf, just like Thalia's a goblin. It's all good.
I name
That's
you
right.
Elf Friend. Yeah.
Ooh, topical.
Is it?
Not really, no.
I didn't think so.
Hey, I just read that book 4 months ago. Shut up.
You didn't read it. You had it read to you.
Which is the right way to do it.
In fourth place, Benjamin Nikolic is running Jeskai Control. In fifth place, Jonathan Rossum, Jeskai Control. In sixth place, Becky Adelman. Is that an L?
I think so.
I think that's an L.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky
It is.
Adelman running Scape Shift. Is this what the other have been calling Titan Shift? Sort of.
Some elements of it.
Yeah, it's a little different. Okay. Bless you. Eldrazi Tron in 7th, Dan Musser. And Zachary Alexander in 8th, running Decepticons. Rest of the top 16, Grixis Death Shadow, more Decepticons, Green-White Company, more Storm, Eldrazi-tron, more Decepticons, Green-Red Ponza, and Eldrazi-tron. Oh, let's look at that deck. Huh. I guess if you put Monvuli, Acid Moss, and Stone Rain in a deck, it's just Ponza.
Evidently.
This is a very strange deck. So we've got your Birds of Paradise, your Arbor Elf for your bit of acceleration. Utopia Sprawl, that too. Then you've got Inferno Titan, Obstinate Baloth, Storm Breath Dragon, Thragtusk. Bam! Oh, I didn't even see this. 2 Challenger Torch of Defiance and 1 Garruk Primal Hunter. Ooh! This is the one, remember, +1 you get a 3/3 beast, which was big at the time, because previously you only got a beast from his minus abilities. And -3, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Which in this deck, it pretty much says, draw 3 or 5, right? Or potentially 4 or 6. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
And then you've got such classics as Blood Moon, 4 in the main. Beast Within.
Like it.
Bonfire of the Damned.
Ooh.
Fuego.
And the Acid Moss and Stone Rain in 1 Primal Command.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on here.
I bet this was a trip to watch.
I appreciate the 9 forest and the land so that the Blood Moon doesn't actually screw you over.
Yeah.
So people forget they can run basics and Blood Moon.
Non-mountain basics. Yeah, that's I like that. That's cool. Well done. Crap. Who was that?
Andrew Black.
Ponza. Andrew Black. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. This has all 32 on it. Okay, hang on. Where did I stop? 16. White Red Prison. Blue Moon. Wow, been a while since we saw that.
I saw you standing alone.
Cricket.
No, I'm laughing. Caught me off guard.
You're welcome.
Okay, where was that? Jeskai Control, Scape Shift, Scred Red again. Green-White Hexproof. There's one. Mono-White Martyr. Someone on my stream last night, I think it was Mike, requested that we look at the 23rd place Mono-White Martyr deck. And, I mean, yeah, it's a Mono-White Martyr of Sands deck. And it's brutal, infinite life-gaining, stalling nonsense. I guess you've got Sun Titan and Sarah Ascendant to beat them about the head and shoulders.
Yeah.
And to marry the Sky Ruin so that they can't actually kill it for very long. Yeah, this seems good, question mark? You guys got anything? No?
I mean, it looks like what it does.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, there you go, Mike. Let's see here. Jeskai Control, more Storm, more Company, more different Company. Bant Eldrazi, Death Shadow, Green Black Tron, Scape Shift. All right, there's your top 32 there. Bam. Moving on to the Modern Classic, where there are 122 people. Where Dredge, piloted by Chad Uzel. One of those is probably right. Maybe.
I'm going to guess Chad Uzel.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I said that one. There you go. Yeah, that's Dredge, all right. Naya Company in second by Stephen Borakov. Scape Shift in third, Richard Kivett. Andrew Hung in fourth with Human Company.
I work at one of those.
Hello, I would like to work at your human company. I mean, company. I'm not an alien.
Wasn't that a band from the 70s? Oh, that's the Human League. Never mind.
I think you're thinking of a Bad Human band. Yeah.
Paul Schultz in fifth place is running Affinity. Corey Lurch in sixth is running Green-White Hexproof. Alex Sneed in seventh, Death Shadow. And Joe Fortini in eighth, running Burn. Don't I know that name? Seems like I know that name. Anything else going on here? Mono Blue Grand Architect and
I was just looking at that, yeah.
Black White Smallpox. Welp. Okay, Mono Blue Grand Architect by Ryan DeChristie. Oh, wow. Ethereum Sculptor, Hangerback Walker, Lodestone Golem, Master of Ethereum, Phyrexian Metamorph. Remember that card?
Yeah.
Walking Ballista, Worm Coil Engine. Oh my god, look at this blast from the past. I've seen it several times now. Chief Engineer, Grand Architect, Judge's Familiar, Mausoleum Wanderer. What? Oh, that was, okay, Spirits and Sacking. Yeah. And Trinket Mage. What does Trinket Mage... Oh, all of these things are artifacts. Never mind.
Huh.
Oh, and then there's a Basilisk Color because you're running Walking Ballista, so you might as well have Basilisk Color.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've got your Cavern of Souls, presumably to name either Artificer or Construct? Or Vidalcan, I guess, one of those? Probably Vidalcan.
Yeah, I would guess Vidalcan.
Yeah. Neat. And then a black-white Smallpox by Brian Koval. Bloodghast, I'm sold already. Gideon Ally of Zendikar, Liliana of the Veil, Sorin, Solemn Visitor. This freaking tab is playing a freaking ad for a second. Sorry, listeners. Complain to Star City. Where did I get to? Sorin, Solemn Visitor. Cast Out, Fatal Push, Collective Brutality, Inquisition, Soul, Smallpox, Thoughtseize. Oh. Wow, Smallpox you just don't care at all about your own Smallpox, do you? Because even if you have a creature, it's a Bloodghast, so...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh no, I discarded a blood.
Yeah, and I sacrificed one. Next turn, land. Oh. Alright, seems brutal.
Yeah.
Okay then, so that was the Modern Classic. And then we go to the Standard Classic where 90 people played. And hey, Frank Scarron won with Green-Black Aggro. Okay, wait, we're in Standard now. Hang on, I have to look at this real quick. Rishkar, Winding Constrictor, Sylvan Advocate, Catacomb Sifter, Verdurous, Gearhulk, Walking Ballista. Can you really call this aggro?
I don't know. I mean, the curve's low, but this feels more mid-ranged.
Weird.
Maybe if I were watching it, I would think differently, but this doesn't really feel aggro.
Let's see. James O'Shaughnessy is playing the Teamer Energy deck. Yep. Zachary Plott in third, running a mono black zombies. That thing that's keeping mono red aggro down. That and, Ether Sphere Harvester.
Yeah. Oh, watch out for those life farmer.
Yeah, true. Brian Bronduin is running Teamer Energy in fourth place. I have hiccups. Raymond Tautic. Let's say Tautic? One of those is running a white-red mid-range deck. What? What? Okay, so we've got...
this is weird.
Yeah, we've got Thraben Inspector on 1, Sand Strangler on 4, Reality Smasher on 5, and Linvala the Preserver on 6. And then Gideon Ally of Zendikar, and such spells as Cast Out, Desert's Hold, Abrade, Magma Spray, Sweltering Suns. What's going on in the mana base? Okay, Needle Spires are... Manlands, the Ramanop Ruins, of course, Scavenger Grounds, and the Shifet Dunes. Oh, that gives...
there are 10 deserts here.
A one-turn... what's the word I'm looking for? Anthem. Your dudes get +1/+1.
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat.
It's a weird deck.
And it was good enough to go for 5th place, so nice.
Yeah. The Sand Strangler just feels so weird looking at it there.
Yeah. Apparently it's good, though, with deserts.
I mean, it's 3 damage to something.
In 6th place... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, it says it's white-red mid-range, but I really feel like this is just like Boros Desert. Because, the desert theme is pretty heavy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. In 6th place, we have Abraham Stein running the former ruler of the world, mono red aggro.
Yay!
No, you don't get to cheer. You missed all of its heyday. Sorry.
Oh.
It happened while you were in the water.
It did, yeah. And then the next week while you were in the mountains, it sort of got slapped down. It was kind of sad.
Oh, man. That's why we can't have nice things.
It's weird how all you have to do is run mono black zombies, and if you're not running that deck, you just have to put in a card or two with lifelink, and the poor mono red deck just goes,
That is the history of mono red. They've got 2 colors that are just built for hosing that. Gain a little bit of life, all these cards don't work anymore. Wait, let's put it on an artifact. Yeah.
Bam. In 7th place, some jackass named Jeremiah Marchant won with, took 7th with Mardu Vehicles. You heard me talk about, hey, you know, the salesman who plays Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, so did you pronounce his name wrong like I told you to?
I honestly don't know.
I think it's Jeremiah Marquant.
I think that's right, yeah. Although he doesn't listen to the show, so it really doesn't matter, which is very sad.
Oh, in that case, his name is Jimmy March.
Oh, so. Yeah, okay, Jimmy March. Running Mardu Vehicles, which is like his favorite deck.
It's understandable.
He's a very aggro player. So
they're good colors, and, you know, cars are fun.
True. Plus, you know, you get to run Glorybringer, so that's always good. But yeah, we got there this morning because I had to drive this morning, and we were running late because the old man was on the drive too, and he had an appointment back in Winston at 4:00. And we get there, and like with the time of the drive, we're cutting it way too close. And Jeremiah runs up, and he's like, "Dude!" And he pulls out. I'm like, "Dude, we gotta go." He's like, "No, just look." And I point, and I'm like, "Jeremiah Marsh, what?" He's like, "Dude, I took top 8." Good for you. I gotta go now. And then when we got back, because the parents swung by to pick me up on the way, I couldn't talk to him after we got back because they had to drop me off and then run to Winston for the old man's appointment. So I was like, as we were walking, I'm like, "What'd you play?" He's like, "Mardu Vehicles." I was like, "You suck." And I walked out. So yeah. But we're all very proud of him. Good job. And then in 8th place, wait, Yugo Sato. Wait a minute. I thought so. Yeah, Yugo's one of my local players here in Winston. Well, in Winston. I'm not here in Winston. But, dude, good on him, too. He's running Mono Black Eldrazi. Remember we talked about this last week, Bill? Briefly?
Yeah, rock that Drana.
Yeah, she's not an Eldrazi.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, she's fighting Eldrazi. But in this case, she's working with them like the race trader that she is.
This flavor doesn't check out at all.
I disagree. I completely see... in a mono black deck, you cannot expect any loyalty. Not what they do.
That's fair. Oh, wait, does anything here have loyalty counters?
Hey, Cluze, don't scroll over the sideboard.
I'm not gonna.
But Cluze, there's a Kool-Aid Man in the sideboard.
Oop, I'm not going over there.
Ooh, and Liliana Death's Majesty's in the board, too.
Nope, nothing is in the sideboard. Nice.
Yeah, this deck has your vampires with Gifted Aetherborn and your Drana, Liberator of Malakir, and your Kalitas. And then it has such other hits as Glint Sleeve Siphoner, Matter Reshaper, Reality Smasher, Thought Not Seer. You know, those guys. Oh, and there's a Sky Sovereign Console flagship, too, just in case you want to attack and bolt things to the face while you're attacking.
As you should.
Red Rum.
Exactly. It's also running the Ifnir Deadlands. Ooh, and Mirror Pool. Ooh. Wow. All right.
The Mirror Pool's an interesting touch.
Go get him, Yugo. So that's pretty cool. I like the way Jeremiah was all, "Look how well I did," and he didn't say, "Oh, and Yugo took 8th." Didn't even, not even, I'm sure he might have had had time to talk to him for a minute. Anyway, let's see here. 9th, we've got Teamer Energy, more Mardu Vehicles, Green-Black Aggro, Mono-Black Zombies, Blue-Red Control, Mono-Black Zombies, Grixis Control, and Mono-Black Zombies. In that order, down to 16.
All right, then.
Ta-da.
Yeah, look at that.
Tournament.
So there you go. There's your standard open.
And in the Legacy... Oh,
now I'm sad.
Oh.
So let's see. Other stuff that has happened. Commander 2017 has not been released and doesn't for another almost 2 weeks, which is really weird. But we have the full set already. And the deck lists. And the tokens, which, oh my god, if you haven't seen the Cat Dragon, go look at the Cat Dragon token. I'ma die.
Yeah. You just pause the show, go do that, come back.
Yeah, and I'ma die. So cute. I don't know if there's anything you guys want to say about Commander. We're going to be covering the rest of this stuff on the Mana Pool.
It's the first chance I've gotten to glance through these cards here.
I thought that some of the legendary cards were neat to just look at.
Yeah, they are. Hey, Cluze.
Yeah.
You're a judge. I need you to read Mothas Fiend Seeker in multicolored real quick.
Mothas. Okay, let me scroll down because I was up in the white cards. Let me.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It's on the third row of multicolored, by the way, because they've got the new cards first.
Fiend Seeker costs a red, a white, and a black. Okay, so far so good. Like the mana. Legendary creature vampire. It's a 3/3. It's got menace. Nice. At the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature an opponent controls. All right. For as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, it has, when this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. Huh.
Now, the reason I had to read that is because we said on the last episode of the Mana Pool that Mothas is really great because it doesn't matter if he's in play or not, the bounty counter thing still happens. And we got a comment that was like, I don't think it does. And it rattled off the comments rattled off creatures like Guafa Hazid and stuff like that. And I wanted to point out, because that was a comment we got on that show, that means there are other people who are going to not see this. So why does it work when Mothas isn't in play, Cluze?
I'm not 100% convinced that it does.
It says for as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, it has. That's why. It's giving the ability to the creature. Once it gets the bounty counter on it, that might as well be written on the creature. So if Mothas isn't there, it still says that on the creature. Because it still has a bounty counter on it. This is basic, Cluze. I think you're outthinking yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm outthinking myself too. This is a really weird ability. Have we had anything else that does this?
The land continues to burn.
And that's the other example that the commenter came up with.
Yes.
But yeah, it's because it says, for as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, it has this.
Yeah.
That just stamps it on the creature for as long as it's got a bounty counter. And if someone shoots Mothas, it doesn't matter. He's still got a bounty. Now, if he said, at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature an opponent controls. When a creature with a bounty counter on it dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. Then it would matter if he was in play. But it doesn't say that. It says the creature has it.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
Neat.
Yeah. So see, there you go.
I just like the idea of calling in a hit on that guy over there. And everyone benefiting if someone goes and takes care of him.
We're going to rub you out, see?
Pretty much. Gonna get the clamps.
That's a nice creature you got there. Be a shame if something were to happen to it.
I'm just imagining the entertaining scenario where you put a hit on, creature A, and then you put another hit on creature B, and then the two people running them look at their hands and see that they're terrible, and they decide to just run them into each other.
And everyone else is like, do it, we'll draw 2 cards.
Right.
Sick.
Yeah, but we got our cat dragon over here. We got all kinds of stuff going on. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, incidentally, I don't know, do we have a link in the show notes to the release notes for Commander 2017?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, this should be answered in there, and in fact, yeah, there it is. So yes, it's in here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's the first bullet under Mathis.
Good. And I didn't even look. So yeah, the release notes, like we just said, are in the thing there. If you have any questions about individual cards, you should go there and look, because chances are they'll answer it. Because that's what the release notes are for. At least for a new card. If it's a new card, it'll be here.
Yeah.
Wait. So Cluze, you haven't looked at these hardly?
No, this literally right now, when you called this up, this was my first time looking at any of these cards.
Oh my god. Please read the Dragon.
Yeah.
The Dragon.
That guy with that Scion, he drives a Scion. Dragon. Yeah, that guy.
Did he get it modded? Because I hear that's a thing.
Yeah, he does.
Scions.
He does what he wants. He's a dragon avatar.
The Dragon, he costs 4 generic mana and some Wooburg, right? Yep,
yeah,
some
he
Wooburg.
Yeah.
He is a
9 total.
Legendary creature dragon avatar. He's a 10/10. Eminence. As long as the Dragon is in the command zone or on the battlefield, other dragon spells cost 1 less to cast. That seems good. Flying. Yeah, he's a dragon. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. That seems fair.
I mean, why not, right?
Like, totally fair. Yeah. That's... Whew. Okay. Just get a thing.
Do you know the sign of the Ur-Dragon?
No. No, I don't.
Really?
Oh, scroll down a bit.
All right, scrolling down.
Yeah, in like the reprint section.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's also in the middle.
Blah. Nin the Pain Artist. Look at that. Scion of the Ur-Dragon. Costs a Wooburg, 4/4. Dragon Avatar, Legendary Flying. Search your library for a dragon permanent card and put it in your graveyard. If you do, Scion of the Ur-Dragon becomes a copy of that card until end of turn. Oh, okay. That seems good.
Yeah, that thing has been wrecking Commander games for years and years and years.
Yeah. It's
and now
one of the original
big
go-to
pop-up.
Wooburg commanders, and now its boss has showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ur-Dragon kind of blew us away.
Yeah, that you've got that friend, and he's gonna do this now.
Yeah.
Hey, this is fun getting Cluze to read cards. Okay, one more Cluze.
Yeah, what you got?
Back up to the new cards. Is
Is it a goblin?
No, sadly.
Damn it.
But
Is it Edgar Markov?
No, because I know you saw it before.
Yeah, that one I saw because you sent
It's
it to
Lycia, whichever, Sanguine Tribune.
Lycia.
Second row.
Yeah.
Lycia Sanguine Tribune. 5, a red, white, and a black. That's good. You're not using any of those terrible colors in Magic. That's good. Legendary Creature Vampire Soldier is 4/4. Lycia Sanguine Tribune costs 1 less to cast for each 1 life you gained this turn. Oh, okay, seems decent. Yeah, with white and black, we're going to do that. First strike and lifelink. Pay 5 life, put 3 +1/+1 counters on Lycia. Activate this ability only on your turn and only once each turn. That got out of hand fast.
Yeah, it escalated.
Yeah, well, not technically, right? Isn't that a... Well, anyway, yeah, that's... okay, hey. First strike, lifelink. Okay, so we're going to gain some life. We're going to put some counters on her. Let's make her our commander. Now we're doing gobs of commander damage. Wow, we're a jerk.
I just really like that the first time you pay 5 life, you immediately gain 7. Presuming that she survives to actually punch something.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Also, keep in mind that the timing restriction is only on your turn, not only when you can cast a sorcery.
Cast a sorcery, I was going to say, so you can attack and then activate it.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Yeah. And oddly enough, I did find 1 new goblin.
Where?
In red.
The place where you should.
We don't have goblins in all the colors now? Okay.
You
What's
would be
its name?
offended by the blue goblins, and you.
Yeah, you're right. I would.
He already is. They're called merfolk.
There is a goblin merfolk, and that thing is just wrong. Like, so wrong.
Cluze is traditional.
Okay, where's this goblin at?
Second row? First row?
Is it Chemister?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's a goblin. Oh, it's a goblin wizard. That's not going to turn out well. 2 and a red for a 1/3. Has haste. Oh. A red and a tap. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard.
Good job.
That seems great.
He's
1 and a
helping.
red. Let's just empty that graveyard. 1 and a red. Tap. Sacrifice Is It Chemister. Get him out of here. Cast any number of cards exiled with Is It Chemister without paying their mana costs. Oh God, that seems... Yeah, it seems fine, actually.
You want to get that burn back?
I'm probably going to exile a bunch of burn spells. And then you're going to kill it, and then I'm going to feel sad.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
All right.
But if you get rid of even 1 or 2 burn spells, you'll be very happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seems good. Or at least fun. Maybe not good.
Well, I kind of like Kindred Charge there. That's nice.
Oh, I didn't read that. What's that do?
In particular, the flavor text here. So this is Kindred Charge, 4 red. That's a little expensive for me, but it's commander. We could probably pull this off. It's a sorcery. Choose a creature type. The correct one is Goblin. For each creature you control of that chosen type, again, the correct one is Goblin, create a token that's a copy of that creature.
Oh,
Those
God.
tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. For goblins, quantity is quality.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Take that.
Hey, look, I happen to have a pile driver right here. Oh.
Look at all these goblins.
Now I have two.
And look at this goblin lord, making them all bigger. And they all have mountain walk because of that more different goblin lord. And we're just going to swing all in. And look, there's twice as many of them. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the legendary ones blew up. Oh, that's okay. We'll keep the correct one.
Hey, Cluze, if you put Shifting Shadow, which is right there after that, on an indestructible creature.
Shifting Shadow. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy this creature. Reveal cards until you reveal a creature card. Okay, so yes, so we're going to stick that on there on an indestructible creature. Then what?
Then it'll still do all the rest of it because destroying the creature doesn't matter for the rest of the effect. And then it'll move over to that new card.
It does not say if you do.
Yeah.
It just says do these things. Yeah, that should work perfectly fine.
You throw this on your stupid indestructible mirror and then you go get Emrakul?
Well, maybe. I mean, you're going to reveal till you get a creature card, so...
Yeah. I mean, there are better ways to do it, but just looking at it...
There are better ways to do it. This is a dumb thing you can do.
Yeah, this is a dumb thing that you can do if you stick it on a token in a deck that only has stupidly giant creatures and it survives a turn.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
In fact, look for that in the token deck that your other friend, who's not going to be your friend for long, plays.
Could be.
So, yeah, the deck lists are also out, of course, if you guys want to know which of these... Now, some of them are kind of obvious, but if you want to know which of these cards are where, then that link is also in the show notes.
And as I recall, there are only 4 decks this time, not 5.
Yeah, and they're tribal. Vampires, cats, dragons, and wizards.
Should have been goblins. Because as I recall, WotC market research showed that the correct number of people playing a game of Commander is 4, so why not just make 4 decks?
Yeah, something like that.
At least that's what I had heard.
Yeah, someone linked me to that, and I read it, and I think that was from Wizards, or someone representing Wizards, or something to that effect. So yeah, I think you are correct. But now, I have to know how many of these decks have Herald's Horn. Control F, Herald... So the cats, that makes sense. And excuse me, the dragons. Oh. Okay, what about the heirloom blade? The cats, and I'm going to guess the vampires. Yep, okay. And there was one other one.
The mirror.
The mirror. Okay, how many of these decks have the mirror?
Probably 2.
That would be the dragons. Oh, God. And the wizards. Okay. We saw that they're new cards that had the uncommon symbol, and we couldn't quite tell what that meant. That meant that they're in 2 apiece. Got it.
Is Ramos Dragon Engine a flavor thing?
Yes. Mike actually explained that on the Mana Pool episode. It's from Mercadia? Yeah, because... In Mercadian Masks, you had the Tooth of Ramos and the Claw of Ramos and all those artifacts. Well, there's Ramos. Ramos?
Yeah.
Whatever. He's kind of stupid.
I mean, the card's ridiculous. But
Yeah, he's kind of stupid.
Fair enough.
Cluze, did you read the Dragon Engine yet?
I did not.
He's in artifacts.
Oh, man, I hadn't even made it down to artifacts. Oh, look at these. Hey, look, there are artifacts in here. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Ramos, Dragon Engine, 6 generic mana for a legendary artifact creature dragon who is a 4/4 with flying, no shocks there. Whenever you cast a spell, any kind of spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos, Dragon Engine for each of that spell's colors. Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's about to escalate more.
Remove 5 +1/+1 counters from Ramos. Add double Wooburg?
Add Progenitus to your mana pool.
Holy crap, to your mana pool. Activate this ability only once each turn.
Good to throw that little thing in there.
But what's really funny is that you remove the 5 counters and then use that mana to play your commander, and then you put 5 counters back.
Which is why they have to restrict it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's dumb stuff happens.
It's extremely dumb stuff.
Yeah, because in Commander, that only works in a Wooburg deck.
I do like that he looks like a Gen 1 Transformer. That's kind of nice.
A little bit, yeah. Grimlock is not impressed, though, because Grimlock thinks he is king.
Ooh, Argentum armor. That one pisses people off.
Yeah, it does.
That's one way to put it.
Hey, Door of Destinies! As it enters the battlefield, choose Goblin.
Probably not in the deck that, it comes in.
No, but I'm pretty sure that's how it reads.
Cluze has an MO.
I might be predictable. I sit down across from you, ignore the artwork on that deck box. It's probably goblins.
So yeah, that's Commander 2017.
Ooh, Skull Clamp. That's fair.
Stop inventing sentence.
So yeah, we will go over, on the last episode of the Mana Pool, we went over the multicolored commanders and a few other cards. And we couldn't talk or speak properly because these cards are so majestic. So we're going to cover the rest on this week's episode. Yay! Sick. Oh look, deck lists. Oh look, tokens. Oh look, release notes. Okay, all of those are in the show notes now.
Score.
There's some more weird things going on here.
No, surely not.
And I don't know which of you put this in here because I forgot to look before I clicked away. Oh, it doesn't say. Good. So somebody talk about this Ixalan thing.
Yeah, I put it in there.
What the hell?
Yeah. So Blake Rasmussen posted this article today on the Wizards website where he says that as part of the different way that they like to do previews for Ixalan, the upcoming set, they want to help you explore that new world by exploring a bit more of the one that we actually live in. So next week, they're going to be distributing trackable game pieces to stores, fans, volunteers, and some well-known community people who will travel the world alongside Magic fans. So essentially, these tokens are going to wander around, but in real life. As the game pieces travel, the distances they travel will influence the release of preview cards and could actually influence how the story of Ixalan plays out.
No, it couldn't. No, I don't buy that for a second. Not after Mirrored and Pure. No, sir, you don't. They
never said that was going to influence anything, Cluze.
Hey,
you just
lied to us. Lied to us.
They never said that was going to matter.
I'm not bitter. You're bitter.
I mean, I am pretty bitter.
There's no I in bitter.
Leave that there. But anyway, so after people receive game pieces, the participants will activate and log the game pieces on geocaching.com. Take photos and place them into a geocache container to start them on their explorative journey. The containers stay in one place for the duration of their life cycle, while the trackable game pieces move from container to container. Once trackable pieces have traveled a certain distance, new preview cards will be unlocked for the community. Later in the year, as in after the initial round of pieces are moving around, each of the 4 tribes of Ixalan, important here, dinosaurs, pirates, vampires, and merfolk. That's what we get to look forward to. Will have their own set of trackable pieces, and the distance traveled by those pieces will play out later during Rivals of Ixalan. So to find a trackable piece, check with your local game store, go to geocaching.com, or watch for community members on social media start talking up theirs. Now, having not paid attention to panels or anything, I don't think anyone knew this was coming. Or well, to clarify, I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea they were doing anything like this, and I didn't see anything about it on Twitter, but I have also not been going to conventions where they talk about this stuff. So that's weird and different, but this is a thing that they're doing. The last time they did something involving geocaching at all, they cut up a Jace the Mind Sculptor card and put pieces of it all over the world. And over the course of a week, we learned what the most broken Planeswalker looked like, piece by piece. So they haven't really touched it since then, but hey, here's a new way to do it. So things like this are neat.
I hear he's better than all.
And then we blew up Standard.
No, that was later.
That took a little while. But yeah, so that's a weird thing they're doing as part of the rollout of Ixalan.
Well, it is interesting. I like that they're trying something new. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say about that because this was all news to me.
Yep. So neat and different. Shall we move on?
Sure, why not? Cluze, you want to take this one?
Yeah, okay. So I believe that in the past I have gone on record as saying that they often have these like promo things that are at like, for instance, SDCC, where you can buy the promo Planeswalker set that's there if you happen to be at SDCC. And if you stand in a line to get a ticket to stand in a line, you might get some. And they are usually stupidly expensive, usually highly sought after. And I have never been a big fan of such things, just because I think that the supply has always been way too small. And the prices for these things get to be really, really stupid, even when they're really, really cool. You really want to get these things. Like the zombie planeswalkers. I thought those were really awesome. I think that was the last round.
One thing to note is, if I recall correctly, the initial run of these, way back when they were the original all-black planeswalker cards, it was something that was put together largely by like the Hasbro group, like the distribution of it, rather than specifically the Wizards people who normally do it. And so the demand was pretty up there for something new and different, but the supply was not remotely in the scale of what they should have expected from Magic players.
Yeah.
And set the precedent early on of these things are going to be next to impossible to get, and collectors are going to go nuts for them.
Well, as you may recall, I think a few weeks ago, they had the artwork for these out. And these are the ones that are done in kind of hieroglyphic art of planeswalkers, with Nicol Bolas being all, let's say, God Pharaoh at the end there. And it's kind of interesting artwork. I thought it was kind of a cool little concept. Not quite as cool as the zombie planeswalkers, but still pretty neat. It was flavorful for the set that it was in. It was kind of nice. So those happened at SDCC. But after SDCC, they will put some limited amount of these things for sale on the HasbroToyShop.com website. And in the past, I have tried to get some of these from the HasbroToyShop.com website. I have gone, and they were like gone in the blink of an eye, like a minute. They were gone. If you weren't literally there refreshing the page at the right time of day, forget it. You get nothing. Well, these have gone up. So this year's SDCC ones went out on HasbroToyShop.com. And here, let me share a story involving these. Here's exactly how this went down. I was out and about. I had to go to the post office to mail some things because I had to like priority mail something in a box. So there I am standing at the counter, standing in line waiting to go to the counter. And I'm looking at my phone because, I'm just kind of killing time. And I go to Twitter and I see there's this tweet from 4 minutes ago that said, hey, these things are up on HasbroToyShop.com. And I'm like, holy crap, I got to go check. And I hit the little button and I go over there. I'm like, oh my God, they're still in stock. And so I throw one in my cart and I'm like, man, can I do this? Can I actually buy this in line before I make it to the counter? Holy crap, it's $166. I don't know that I want to spend that much. Maybe I'll wait. And so I just waited. I did not actually purchase them. And then I left the post office and I went home and I thought, I wonder if those things are still in stock. And I went and I looked and they're still in stock, but that's kind of expensive. I don't know that I want to spend that for these. Well, apparently you all agree because they're still in stock right now.
Right now. I just refreshed to make sure.
I believe that this was posted first today at, I believe, 2:12 p.m. Eastern Time. And it is now 10:51 p.m. Eastern Time, and they are still in stock right now. So I don't know if they printed a lot more of these, or if you're all like me and are like, that's a little salty. Don't know if I can convince the wife that this is a good idea, so maybe I won't do that. So I don't know.
$165.99 is above most people's impulse buy range.
Yeah, if they were $100, maybe, and I'd feel bad about it.
So I think for a lot of people, when it came down to these things, when they first went up, they were what, like $60, $70, something like that. Like in the past, when they did sets like this,
I think the initial one was 70. And then they've gone up from there in steps.
And I think the deal with that was that for Magic players, our impulse buy range is higher by virtue of the fact that we play this gambling game, where you buy boxes of stuff sight unseen as to the contents. But when you hit like $160, it's way harder to justify it for 6 cards that full well you're not going to play with.
Yeah.
Or you very unlikely to play with. Now, it comes with a neat Nicol Bolas picture for your wall, but that's also not something you generally spend that kind of money on. It's just up there. And also bearing in mind the fact that over time we've had all of our From the Vaults and all these other, limited promo things too. Like by this point, we've seen a bunch of them. And you know that if you get this one, you'll be like, yeah, I got it. And then there'll be another one next year. So maybe you could spend that 100, even if you wanted to spend $170 on Magic, you might find something else that you want a little bit more.
So I wonder if we're also hitting the masterpieces aren't as cool now that we're always doing masterpieces fatigue as well.
Just in this context instead?
Yeah. The first time these were done, they were the all black planeswalkers. They were the first time it ever happened. It was really cool. They were the only place you could get them. It was awesome. Then they did it again, and it's like, hey, those are all black planeswalkers again. That's, I guess, kind of cool. And then they did the zombie ones, and now they did these, and it's kind of like
you skipped one.
Did I skip one? Which one I skipped?
You skipped the flippy ones.
Oh yeah, skip the flippy ones.
Or were those also all black?
I do not remember the flippy ones.
Yeah, I have the flippy ones. They're in a box behind me there.
Are they also all black?
I can't remember because they're still in the box because I don't play with those.
Because the second time was when they gave you the big Garrick axe, and I know that was a little different.
But yeah, I'm going to go with it is fatigue as well as price. Or maybe they just printed enough. I don't know.
Okay, so because I didn't want to wait for Twitter to tell me in the morning.
Okay.
They did the all black thing for the flippy cards too.
Okay, so they did 3 years of black on black, and then zombies, and now hieroglyphics. Got it.
Yeah,
I found it in the MTG Gamepedia of all places.
Yeah.
Cool. And it could be. And that's why they're not doing the black on black anymore, because they've done it to death, and they're trying to still get people to want them.
Oh, this is hilarious. Someone is selling the SDCC exclusive 2017 Planeswalker set on eBay for $190 right now.
Good luck.
You could just go buy them right now for cheaper than that directly from Hasbro.
I suspect they thought that was going to help pay for their trip to Comic-Con a little bit.
Yep. Oh, bet they did.
Now, by the way, listeners, if you guys do click on this and they are sold out later, let us know, because I just want to know how long it's going to take. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Well, shall we move on to Magic Online stuff?
Sure. So, usual Magic Online reminder that most of the news pops up on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We record on Mondays, so even though I'm giving you a link to the weekly news, this was posted a week ago, and most of it pertains to events that have already happened. So be aware, if you want to stay on top of these things, you need to go to the Wizards website, then go to Products and Magic Online to see whatever's most current. As I mentioned last week, they brought back the Flashback Favorites, so at present they're rolling through the Triple Odyssey event, but that's going to go away very soon in favor of the Throwback Standard Gauntlets for Ravnica. This is original Ravnica, not Return to Ravnica, which means that this is the circa 2005 era of Magic Standard, and that means you're looking at the standard that consisted of the Kamigawa block and the Ravnica block for the most part. Although later on they cheese it a little bit and they put in some Time Spiral block just to round it out in a funny way. In a lot of ways, these are some of the iconic sort of modern game design Magic decks, because this was after they'd sort of worked their way through the Mirrodin mess of Standard. And when they started building under the more game design philosophy that is more common now. And I think this is also stuff that you'll recognize elements of some of these things in the modern format, because this is kind of where it really started to take shape. Although most of these actual decks will not directly translate to modern decks, you'll see pieces of it. Just as a reminder, the Ravnica format really emphasized 2-color decks and heavy themes based around those, but with the Kamigawa cards being so insular, as in they just used a lot of mechanics that really only worked with Kamigawa, this might be one of the only places you're going to see some of those things popping up in any kind of standard deck too, because they certainly were not seen in great power during the year before that when it was Kamigawa Mirrodin because Mirrodin was busted.
A little bit.
Yeah, so this was about the time I started playing, so I have a baseline familiarity with most of these archetypes, but I didn't actually play Constructed. I just played Constructed as in with my friends' cards, not actual like competitive. So I just remember hearing a lot about these and seeing these cards. So first up, you've got Ghazi Glare. Ghazi is in like, V2 Ghazi, the Selesnya Guild.
Which was the Vitu Ghazi land that just made Saproling. Now, this was a powerhouse. For 4 mana and tap, it made a 1/1 Saproling.
Yeah, that's where things were then.
Yeah. Loxodon Hierarch, which was a 4/4 for 4 that entered the battlefield and gained you 4 life, and you could sack it to regenerate your other creatures, was killing the format. Like, it was everywhere. It was brutal. That's how far we've come. Now we've got
And this was back in the day when the board wipes prevented regeneration, too.
Yeah.
Still that good.
So, yeah. And that's just in this deck.
It's also got Umezawa's Jite, which was still a mistake at the time. But yeah, I don't really have as much to say about that deck because I never saw it played. I just played with enough Selesnya to know that the cards can get kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's just good, efficient creatures. Kodama of the North Tree is really good, or was really good. With token creation with V2 Ghazi and the Selesnya Guildmage, and then Glare of Subdual, which tap a creature you control to tap an artifact or creature. So you would have a bunch of little dudes, Saprolings just hanging around, and you would use them to get rid of your opponent's key creatures and then punch them in the head.
Yeah, and there's no timing restriction on that. So
yeah,
their turn is over before their draw step.
Well, I mean, it only taps artifacts or creatures, luckily, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, their like ability to attack and block.
Yeah.
Their life is miserable.
Plus,
so, hey.
it had Yosei the Morningstar, and...
that also prevented their turn before it started.
Yeah, that one was much worse.
Yeah. Okay, so up next, you got Greater Good Gifts, which is running off the Gifts Ungiven card, which you've probably heard about if you've played any of the non-rotating formats.
And Greater Good.
And Greater Good, which you may not have heard about as much, but Greater Good has got weird art. But yeah, it's an enchantment that lets you sacrifice creatures to draw cards, then discard 3 cards. So you sacrifice big creatures, you draw net cards. So you're going to be running some big dragons. And a lot of ramp, a lot of kill everything.
And Goryo's Vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you discard a big dragon... you can Goryo's Vengeance to get it back, hit your opponent with it, and then sack it to Greater Good again.
Yeah, and remember, kids, splice onto Arcane.
And so. What? Are there Arcane spells in this deck?
Yeah. Kodama's Reach.
Oh my god, Kodama's Reach.
You could Goryo off Kodama's Reach to just ruin them.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
also, it's got the top in it, so Cluze hates it.
Well, yeah.
Although this is the top in its original function.
Yeah.
Breaking everything?
Wasting time.
Wasting time, yes.
You thought Kakusho the Evening Star was good, and then you used it to draw 5 cards and discard 3 and suck 10 life out of your opponent.
Delicious. All right, so just to keep things moving along, because this could take a while. Hey, Zoo. You know Zoo. We just talked about Zoo. Zoo, really good small creatures that do messed up stuff. Curd Ape, 2/3 for 1. Lightning Helix, worth $10,000. All kinds of greats.
Yeah, all of the fast thing, just everything. And then look, the only time Burning Tree Shaman ever mattered. Oh my god. Do you know how good it was when someone would go Lightning Helix for you to respond with Flames of the Blood Hand? They're like, deal 3 to that, I gain 3. No, you don't. You take 4, and then you don't gain 3. Oh, that felt so good.
Yeah. I mean, Lightning Helix was too good, and that's known.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a deck that you spent very little mana on your creatures, and they were just efficient. And like, this is the iconic aggro deck. Just straight up attack.
Yup.
If you're running, Savannah Lions and Isamaru, the 2/2 for 1 puppy. That's great. So up next, you got Hand in Hand, which is an Orzhov deck.
Oh my god, I had forgotten about this card.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird
deck.
There's a lot of weird cards in this deck. It's got Dark Confidant and
Oh,
Umezawa's Jitte, so you know it's not fair.
I had forgotten all about this deck.
It's got Ghost Dad in it.
Hand of Cruelty and Paladin Invec. I had protection from some of the, key other decks out there.
Yeah, Hand of Cruelty was pro-white, and Paladin Invec is pro-black and red.
Yeah, and then you had the Ravenous Rats and Shrieking Grotesque and Okiba Gang Shinobi to just make them discard cards. Like, you attack with rats, you ninja out Okiba Gang Shinobi, and then you play the rats again, and they're just dropping their hand, and it's just enough to keep them on the back foot. Oh, and Castigate. Let's not forget Castigate.
No.
And then you put a GT on anything and murder their whole face. And Ghost Dad.
And whatever they can't block.
And Ghost Dad worked differently back then because damage went on the stack, so he was completely insane. That's the Ghost Council.
Actually, that's worth noting. Like, even though you're playing with old standard decks, you're still playing in the modern Magic Online rules. So that will not work exactly the way it used to.
Yeah, this deck is actually significantly weakened by the rules change because of Ghost Council of Verzova.
Yeah. The ability to have it deal its 4 damage to something and then peace out was pretty messed up.
Yeah. Oh my god. I hadn't looked through this list yet.
Oh, yeah. Did you scroll down to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad pun.
It's also miserable.
Yeah, so the next deck on the list is Owling Mine, as in Howling Mine, but with a bird. It is running Howling Mine and Ebniel Netsuke.
That Ebniel Netsuke, dude.
So, yeah, like you've probably seen it before. They printed it a lot of times. Howling Mine is a simple card. Beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine's untapped, which is going to be almost all the time in Modern Magic, that player draws an additional card. So everybody gets more cards. Ebniel Netsuke is at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. If that player has 7 or more cards in their hand, it deals 4 damage to them. So the deck itself is causing your opponents to draw cards and then using things like Exhaustion to tap all their lands so they can't do anything with those cards, and Boomerang and Remand and Evacuation and all these other things to keep putting cards back in their hand if they somehow get out. And then the bird just kills them. It's like one of the most depressing ways to play Magic, because you don't get to play Magic. You just get to hold all these cards. You can't do anything.
It is brutal.
This is why Cluze hates blue.
One of the first, and he's right in this particular case. One of the first times I ever played against this deck, I could not get more than 1 land out because his name was Kevin. I still know the guy. He still plays at Lucky's. He was boomeranging and Eye of Nowhereing my lands. He had out the Owl, the Howling Mine, the Kami of the Crescent Moon, and I think he finally finished me off with a Sudden Impact, which when I say finally, I mean like turn 5. Like, I spent 5 turns being able to do nothing, and then I died.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't just up and kill you. You have to sit through this.
I mean, it's still relatively quick, but it's not quick and painless.
Well, yeah, because you have to pass every time that comes back to you. You can't do anything.
And look, it's got Maloku the Clouded Mirror in the sideboard, who was brutal back then, because if they were playing a deck that could somehow get around this, they would just Maloku the Clouded Mirror to make a whole lot of 1/1 flyers and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good times.
Yep. So moving on to the next one, we have Solar Flare, which is a weird deck. So Solar Flare is actually a name that was reused several years later for a deck that did similar things. But this is the original Solar Flare, which is rocking the Angel of Despair. Solar Flare is it's a weird deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's at its heart, it's a Reanimator deck, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're digging stuff out with Zombify, and you're killing everything on the board with Wrath of God. Like, that's kind of a lot of the idea, is that you can kill things off and then get the best ones back and just continue to mess someone up with it. But the cards that you're running are just kind of sick. Like, you got Yosei again, who's preventing them from playing. Period. The ability to just get Yosei out again with a Zombify effect, still messed up. You've got Angel of Despair, which it's kind of a simple finisher, a 5/5 flyer. Like, when it enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent. So whatever's going to stop it from killing you is dead now. You've got Ink Eyes, which is a ninja rat, which lets you put a creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You remember that Wrath of God you just did? Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You've got Kokusho the Evening Star, who's here to, again, make your opponent's life miserable. It's dragon. Cool, you dealt with it? Fine. Lose 5 more. I'm going to gain 5 more. Let's keep this going. Dig it out again. You got Maloku, which we were just talking about with the alternate condition there. There's just a bunch of things that power through it, and you have a weirdly complicated mana base. Because this is ultimately an Esper deck that does a bunch of random crap.
Before there was such thing as an Esper deck. Like,
this is way more common in Magic designs now. I don't think mana bases with all these weird ability lands were nearly as common at the time. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Most of these ability lands did things with legendary permanence, like Manamo and Shizo. Well, I guess and Aganjo Castle. And we had Yosei and Ink Eyes and Kokusho and Maloku were all legendary. So they were essentially just another basic that occasionally had an upside.
Yeah.
Like Shizo Death Storehouse is just a swamp, but sometimes it gives a legendary creature fear. So, damn. And it's running 6 signets. How ridiculous is this deck? I love it.
This is one of those things that you need to watch someone play. Or play it in this case. But I would recommend watching someone go through it first rather than just picking it up and trying to play it. Once you see it happen, you'll understand it. You can probably find plenty of videos on it, because at this point we're also at the point in Magic's history where you could actually read things online with some greater regularity, and the fan sites and the like were starting to happen.
Yeah.
Like, things are really kicking in. So check that out. Next down on the list is something that Cluze probably approves of greatly. Dragonstorm.
Ooh.
Dragonstorm has blue in it, but on the same note, Dragonstorm is one of those special decks where it's like, I just killed you. With what? Dragon. But how? Like, I dropped all these 8 mana dragons out. They killed you on the way out, but if not, I'll hit you with them. Dragonstorm is a stupid card. It's a 9 mana sorcery. It's like one of those obligatory big red effects that people think are dumb, and they're probably right. But search the library for a dragon permanent card, put it on the battlefield, shuffle your library. Storm, as in you get a copy for each other spellcast before it. So in a Dragonstorm deck, your goal is to use things like Seething Song to slowly ramp up your mana. Lotus Bloom, which, again, we're mixing in the Time Spiral stuff now. Lotus Bloom, which is it's a suspend effect that essentially lets you add 3 mana. You spend your early turns getting cards together so that you can just dump out 4 copies of Dragon. And you're running 4 Bogart and Hellkites and 2 Hunted Dragon. The Bogart and Hellkites, when they come in, do 5 damage as you choose among target number of, essentially players, but also creatures. And Hunted Dragon is a dragon with haste, which, when it comes in, you give your opponent, knights. Who cares? You're hitting them with a dragon in the sky. And as long as you hit enough dragons, your opponent just dies that turn.
Yep. And you had, Sleight of Hand and Telling Time in the early turns to sculpt your hand or dig. You had Giga Drowse to keep your opponent from murdering you, or if they did have flyers, to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just, 2 Lotus Blooms show up, and then Rite of Flame, Seething Song, Dragonstorm for, 50. You're dead. Shut up. Next game.
And it works. It really works. This is actually, I take it back. Cluze might not like this as much, because even though it's dragons and red heavy, it feels like Miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally a dragon combo deck.
Yeah, it's a combo deck. It's a more honest combo deck as far as it's not exploiting a loop, but it is exploiting the basic idea of get your pieces together, go off, and now they're dead. But you're just doing it with damage and, dragons. So Dragonstorm's fun. I would not recommend doing it to your friends on a regular basis, but do it once, have fun with it, and then move on with your life.
And we should point out that this is what Makihito Mihara won Worlds with.
Yeah.
So, it's a good deck.
Yeah. It's a one-trick pony, but that trick is a giant flying, fire-breathing pony. So, that might be all you need. So then you get Izzet Tron,
It is.
It is. Gogurt and Hellkite's still around. Yeah, you're terrible. This is the red-blue deck, as you would guess from the name, and it is the Tron deck. So here's a whole bunch of mana. Oh, look, it's some dragons and some problem. Running Demon Fire. So, yeah. Here's a whole bunch of mana and a Fireball effect. Only, in this case, because of the Hellbent effect, it can't be countered when you don't have any cards, or prevented, which means it's like, oh, bomb, 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 bomb. Nothing you can do about it, you're dead. Straight up. Look at all this. We've got 6 signets. We've got all these abilities to make mana. Here's some, control spells to keep it going, and Demon Fire you to death, or, oh, I can afford to just cast one of these big dumb dragons. Wreck your day. It doesn't seem like it would work, but clearly worked. So
yeah, well, a big part of why it worked was the power of the Sulfur Elemental, who was a brilliant tech choice. It's a 3/2 with flash and split second, so it couldn't be countered or reacted to. And white creatures get +1/-1.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That is a weird effect to have on a red elemental.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it in this format or in this setup here. So I don't actually know what white creatures it was against, but I remember that when the tech of Sulfur Elemental came into being, everyone went, but I'm not seeing like scary white creatures in any of these decks, so it was something else that was big at the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because...
Hey, look, it's also running 6 signets. Because you could do that back then.
It was a popular choice. Is it because it hosed Zoo?
Maybe? Oh, it was probably Zoo. I didn't scroll up that far.
Yeah, that would wreck those Savannah lines pretty badly.
Although, let's see, that was 06. This was 07. Yeah, it was probably this relatively close enough to the same format.
Yeah.
Now, the little story here is actually really funny. In the first round of quick questions, which is a thing they used to do at GPs, or they might still, I don't know, from GP Kyoto in March 07, Japanese legend Kenji Tsumura boldly stated that an unknown amateur named Yuya Watanabe would win the tournament. Now we know who Yuya Watanabe is, because he did.
That's true. Yeah, and he continued to win things.
Yeah, that was he got his first Pro Tour invite from that, and then now he's in the Hall of Fame. Like,
yep.
But yeah, it was with this deck, because this deck was brilliantly positioned in the meta. And then we got Pickles.
Yeah, Cluze, have you ever heard of Pickles?
I have not.
Oh, man. If Pickles were around when you started playing Magic, I don't know that you'd keep playing Magic.
Okay,
so Pickles is
tell me
pulled
about
in
Pickles.
From just outside the window of this. This is actually from a Time Spiral to Lorwyn time frame instead, because it has Cryptic Command in it.
Oh.
And Oblivion Ring. So I don't know if you have the...
Oh, they did that because in honor of Paul Cheon joining R&D.
And so Pickles is one of the most brutal blue control decks that isn't, counterspell based.
Yeah, so Cluze.
Yeah.
Read the first creature there, Brine Elemental.
So Brine Elemental costs 4 generic and 2 blue, so 6 mana for a 5/4 elemental. It has Morph for 5 blue. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, read it.
Okay. When Brine Elemental is turned face up, each opponent skips his or her next untap step. You jackass.
Okay, now Clues.
Yeah.
I need you to read Vesuvan Shapeshifter.
Yeah, right. The last creature on that list.
Shapeshifter. 3 blue for a 0/0 shapeshifter. As Vesuvan Shapeshifter comes into play or is turned face up, you may choose another creature in play. If you do, until Vesuvan Shapeshifter is turned face down, it becomes a copy of that creature and gains. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may turn this creature face down.
What do they do, Cluze?
Okay, so let's see here. Brine Elemental, whenever it's turned face up, they skip their untap step. Vesuvan Shapeshifter comes into play or is turned face up. We can choose another creature in play. Oh, so when it turns face up, do you copy the Brine Elemental, but because of the timing of things, you still get that trigger?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
So 1 and a blue every turn. Your opponents don't get their untapped step. So obviously, what you're going to do is run these cards together and eventually destroy them with all the other cards in the deck.
Yeah.
So, Cryptic Command, Wrath of God, Oblivion Ring, Ancestral Vision, that fair card.
Yeah. And of course, you've got Teferi, so you could do this whenever the hell you want.
Yes. Teferi makes every turn your turn. Creature cards have flash, essentially, and each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. So they don't get a window to interact with you. Now, when the Pickles deck first came out, before this version of it, it actually, because Cryptic Command wasn't out yet, it Giga Droused, which had a similar effect of, you think, okay, well, at least I can cast, put down a land a turn and eventually try to get out of this. No, it had the ability to tap your stuff down.
Yeah.
There was no real interaction. Like, it wasn't a hard lock, but it was a miserable lock. And I remember encountering this one of the very first times that I was playing Magic in the standard environment, and I'm like, why does anyone want to play this game?
Yeah.
It's messed up.
So once it got you in the lock, it had Phyrexian Ironfoot, which was actually really efficient as a 3/4 for 3. You had to pay 1 and a snow mana, don't ask, to untap it, but still, it's a 3 mana 3/4. And you had Teferi, of course. You had your Venser to... Well, put that back in your hand and shut your face. Because Venser bounces permanents or spells to their owner's hand. And you had your Ancestral Vision to keep drawing cards, your Rune Snag to stop them. Well, I'll just, counter that. Shut your face.
Actually, Rune Snag is a messed up card that Cluze has probably also not had to interact with.
Yeah, okay.
It's really efficient as a counter spell.
So which one am I looking? Rune Snag?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2, plus an additional 2 for each card named Rune Snag in each graveyard. Ooh.
Yeah, the first one, it's a bad mana leak, and after that, it's insane.
After that, it's 1 and a blue counter target spell.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you actually end up in that miserable hell of the control mirror, then they're all counter spells, because you both have Rune Snags in your graveyard.
Right.
And also, you have Urza's Factories there to just churn out 2/2s to beat your opponent with, because you've got all day, you can just do that.
So do you remember when you said that if this had been a deck when I started, I probably wouldn't keep playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This is misery.deck.
This is probably the most miserable control deck that I have ever seen in a standard environment while I was playing.
Yeah, because as miserable as Owling Mine was, like I said, you still died within a few turns. Those few turns were just a seething ball of anger. This does not kill you quickly.
I am going to say something that I didn't think I would ever say. I would rather play against Miracles.
Oh yeah, because that'll finish. Like,
eventually.
You're going to be hit for 3 damage a turn against this deck. Like,
yeah, it was...
I kind of feel like you see the Brine Elemental hit the board, you see them cast something face down, and you concede and go get lunch.
Well, the fun part, Cluze, is that they've got multiple morph creatures.
Yeah, but
the Brine Elemental and the Vesuvan.
Screw it. Going to get lunch.
Yeah. There were stories of people that didn't have the combo, but bluffed it.
Yeah.
And pushed people to concede. Yeah. So anyway, these are all things that you can enjoy this week in Magic Online.
And then in case you run into something that can outrun you, you've got Aven Riftwatcher in the board, which is a flyer that gains you life. You've got Eon Chronicler, who is a suspend thing that draws you cards and then hits the board as a giant hasty blue creature. I know that sounds weird.
That does.
And you've got the Magus of the Tabernacle, in case you want to have a 2/6 version of the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale to really make your opponent hate you.
Yeah, when they're not untapping, they lose all their creatures.
Yeah, but even if they are untapping, they have to be very careful about what they play and how they play it. So,
yeah. And the debut of Baby Jace.
Oh, look at little Baby Jace. He's so cute.
Well, this sounds horrible. And I hate you for showing it to me.
Yeah, dude, that's pickles.
That's okay, Cluze. Just scroll back up to the zoo deck and you'll feel better.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It makes me feel better. It's got Watchwolf, dude.
Bad.
And Char.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, Char is a triumph of red because it used to be Psionic Blast, and they went, why is that blue? And they made Char. Oh, I love Char. Anyway, so yeah, there's your throwback standard gauntlet. Whew, it's brutal.
Yeah. So that's going on there. It'll be around for a week. These decks are a little more complicated. Like, you probably know what to do with Zoo, but for some of these others, you might want to at least read someone playing through it or watch a video first, just to know what to expect. Finally, to wrap out the MTGO news, I'm going to throw some of the funny nonsense out of the bug blog at you. I'm not going to go over everything because there's a few things in here, but I will note that you should be aware of everything on the list if you're playing online, just to both avoid confusion and headaches, and also to be aware of your opponent is taking advantage of any of the stuff so you can report them. So let's just hit some of the highlights. Solemnity, the recent card that prevents counters from being put on players, artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. When you got it in play, you're still prompted to pay 1 mana for cards with cumulative upkeep that have 0 age counters. That's weird.
Whoops.
Be aware of that. Diregraph Colossus will, in rare cases, reset the game.
And Diregraph Colossus is seeing a fair amount of play right now.
Yeah, it is. It's standard relevant. It's in the zombie deck. I don't know what this does that would reset the game.
There's no telling.
It enters the battlefield with counters on it for zombies in your graveyard, and when you cast a zombie, you get a zombie token. Like, nothing about this says it should reset the game. Like, at all.
Must be the art.
Could be. The art could be terrifying. Maybe that's just what you get for a zombie giant. I don't know. The Sunsurge Champion, also a new card. Its effect normally is when it enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to its power. Well, it'll also cause you to lose life if it has negative power when the trigger resolves. Not supposed to work that way, but I can completely see how a computer would get confused about that.
Damn it, that's funny.
Yeah. So, hey, if you're... Don't take advantage of that, but be aware that that's going on. You get funny life totals. So I just like the phrasing of this one. If your duelist blocks multiple attackers as well as another creature as part of a group, damage assignment errors can arise.
Thanks.
Yeah, someone's getting clever with the writing.
Go get him, True Heart Duelist. Or don't.
Yeah. The Vizier of Many Faces keeps its abilities when an opponent controls Overwhelming Splendor. So it's apparently just Whelming Splendor.
That's the humble, right? Yeah. Or the humility.
Yeah, the humility effect. But apparently the Vizier of Many Faces does not care.
It is not humble at all.
Not even. So that's kind of funny. So similar weirdness to the Diregraph Colossus, casting an untargeted splice spell like Desperate Ritual and splicing to a target spell like Psychic Puppetry onto it, a game server reset can occur.
A what?
Game server reset can occur.
What? Huh.
Yeah. So watch out when you're splicing.
So does that affect other people's games?
I think what it means is that the I would assume that if it were affecting other people's games, they would pull the cards directly, because otherwise they'd never announce this to us. There's no way they would do that. I think it's more likely that it just crashes the game on that end and it can't be recovered, rather than kicking you out or crashing your client. But yeah, that's weird. Additionally, in these game resetting problems, misdirection can reset the game in rare cases. That's your description.
And it says same as Diregraph Colossus. I wonder if it's just that it can reset the game in rare cases, or if it's the same rare cases.
That would be incredibly rare for this to overlap in any way. Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird coding bug that probably makes sense to someone who's seen the code, but I can come up with no logical connection to these cards. Yeah, so if a creature is blocked by 2 creatures with combined toughness equal to the blocked creature's power, you are unable to divide combat damage. Now, that's a problem.
That is a problem. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's actually a major problem that's probably being worked on right now, because that'll come up in a lot of games if there's ever any reason to block with 2 creatures. So
Oh man.
I could see that being a real issue if it's like I throw these 2 1/1s in front of a 2/2, and already you have that problem. So be aware of that.
Dude,
Even
Mimic's got a buff.
no kidding. Eventide mimics, such as the Riverfall Mimic, trigger even when a card of only one of its colors is cast. So the whole point of these cards was that they were hybrid mana, and whenever you would cast a spell that was both of their colors, they would go from being these dinky little crappy creatures into really good creatures for that turn. And that was kind of your reward for running synergy. So imagine if the 2/1 that had no abilities became a 3/3 unblockable more or less all the time,
Every
rather
time
than
you
just
cast a
when you
spell.
manage to draft or build that deck properly. So that's a mistake probably in the hybrid mana system, but be aware of it.
Yeah, like I built, because of that card, I built an entire red-white deck based on the one and Gatherer is broken. I can't remember
the Borosy one.
Yeah, but I can't remember Battlegate Mimic, because for 2 mana, it's a stupid 2/1, but it became a 4/2 with first strike when you cast a red and white spell.
Yeah. I remember because they also had the cycle of the really cheap enchantments of those colors
Yep.
that were hybrid. It was really easy just to like play dumb creature turn 1, enchant it turn 2, swing for like 8.
Yep.
There were ways to do that. It was really stupid. Like that limited format was dumb and fun. I actually really enjoyed Saturday More Eventide because you'd make this monocolored Wooburg deck and it worked. It was really stupid.
Good times.
I went 4-0 at one of the last, actually, I guess it was the last large scale pre-release. And I think that was where I met Chewie.
Possibly.
Yeah, it was in Durham. I made because I played against Brian in one of the round. I went 4-0 with it, and I just managed to, in my sealed pool, make a mono white deck that ran all 5 colors because of hybrid mana. And I had Light Within, so the whole point of the deck was that everything was plus whatever its cost is for power and toughness. It was really stupid, but it was a fun deck. And I later went on and rebuilt that as a real Magic deck. But yeah, that's a weird format. So if you have those things turned on all the time and you get around the main restriction of having to get these cards in one deck, yeah, it sounds busted.
A little bit.
And finally, the Gideon Unkept Planeswalker deck version of him, the Martial Paragon, has a Gideon's Intervention instead of a Glory-Bound Initiate in it. So if you're one of the people that plays with these pre-built Planeswalker decks in Magic Online, you got one card instead of another one.
Yay!
Good job. Enjoy. So anyway, there's a giant list of bugs. Be aware of what's broken. Try not to reset the game now that you're aware of what resets the game. You don't want to do that unless you're using Karn.
You don't want to piss off Karn. That's his deal.
He will be very angry, and he will accidentally leave oil on your planet, and then you are doomed. So, gotta watch out for that.
Pretty much.
He's a pacifist who has brought the end of a world. Good job, big guy. So, I guess that's it for Magic Online. So, shall we wrap up?
Yes, we should do that.
Okay, so speaking of the end of the world, in a week the sky will go black and all will be darkness. So, Eclipse. Fun. I'm going to go check out the Eclipse with Chewie.
Yay!
I think that's a fine idea.
Yeah,
hey,
and
Cluze, you
maybe
should come too.
Hey, yeah, why don't I? Totality's going to be down there anyway. I should come down.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's all go do that and then responsibly look at the sun. I'll let Cluze explain how you do that in a moment. So you can find me on Twitter at SweetGoblinAbob. There's no I in Goblin because you really should not let your eyes look directly at the sun, and mine probably will. So sorry, guy. It's gone. And other than that, I'm noting that Defenders comes out this weekend. So if you're one of the people trying to avoid spoilers for everything as they pop up, be aware that a lot of people are likely just going to binge it on Friday and post the cool parts online. It will likely involve some kind of hallway fight, maybe a thrown microwave. We can only hope. Be aware that that's going on this weekend. So that's my nonsense. Cluze, tell us how to or not to stare at the sun.
Yeah, so the number one thing is you probably don't want to stare at the sun. That's extremely dangerous. So yeah, hey, next Monday there is a solar eclipse that is going to be visible, well, pretty much everywhere in the US where it's clear. Now, totality does not occur everywhere in the US, and this is a very important tip because technically you can look at an eclipse when it is in totality with your naked eye. I still don't recommend it, but you can, but only if it's in totality. Like seriously, for realsies. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Cluze, I'm just outside of totality. It's just a little tiny sliver. It'll be fine. I'll go ahead and glance at it. You know what happens then, smart guy? Yeah, you actually sunburn the back of your eye. And if that doesn't just make you feel all kinds of weird and gross, you're not thinking about it right, because you're going to sunburn the back of your eye.
That doesn't heal.
Yeah, that does not heal. You're going to go blind. No, for realsies, actually, you're going to go blind. So don't do that. There are safe ways to view it. The pinhole camera method is always a really cool one and is fun and easy. Using a pair of binoculars or a telescope to project it onto something isn't a bad idea either. You can find both of those sorts of things.
Nobody said project it, not looking through binoculars.
Project it, not look through it. Oh, that is very, very bad.
God.
Yeah, now you're just concentrating sunlight into the back of your eyes so that you can burn it with precision, and that is not.
You're like those ants under a magnifying glass, only it's your eyes and you're an idiot.
That's right. Only it is the back of your eyeball. For the love of God, don't do that. Now, they do sell Eclipse glasses. If you haven't bought them by now, you're probably not buying them because they probably don't have them. And those are technically safe. It depends on who you buy them from because there are counterfeit ones flooding the market. Now, there is a link that I have given to Chewie and Squee, but I guess I'll throw it in the show notes here in just a minute. From our good friends at NASA, who have given us some manufacturers of Eclipse glasses that have been tested and are, in fact, ISO compliant or ISO certified. No, they aren't a certification, registered. Well, either way. I have some Eclipse glasses from two different companies, both of which I know are on the list. One is Rainbow Symphony, and the other one is American Paper Optics, but there are several others. They are definitely the way to go. If you're going to be doing this. Now, again, it's totality only happens in certain places. So I recommend that you plan ahead. And I mean that for realsies. Traveling for this thing is going to be really weird because lots of folks are going to be traveling. So I recommend that you leave early, give yourself plenty of time. Don't want to rush at the last minute is what I'm going to say. Watch the weather forecasts, which are not to be believed any sooner than probably about 2 days out. Because I'm not calling weathermen liars. I'm saying that it's complicated and it's really hard to predict that.
They're called projections and forecasts, not, prognostication.
Yeah, they are not guaranteeing anything. But if you get a chance, you should definitely try and see this one. If you miss it, don't worry. There is another total eclipse that's going to be covering parts of the U.S. in 2024. So you can look forward to that, I guess. But no, seriously, try and see it. I think it's going to be good. But do be safe out there for realsies. Your vision is not worth it. But yeah, that's what I'll say about the eclipse. Should be a good time. And of course, it is a good handy time to attack the Fire Nation if that comes up. If you want to hear more from me, I am on the Random Discard podcast when we record. I can't guarantee we're going to record this week because I'm having my wisdom teeth out tomorrow and we're supposed to record the day after. And I don't know that I'm going to be up for that. We'll find out. So watch for that question mark. If you want to reach me directly, I am at Lacluyze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. How about you, Chewie?
I like it when the sky goes black.
Oh, okay. That's called nighttime.
Brutal.
What? No, in the middle of the day.
Oh, well, that's not called nighttime.
Exactly.
All right.
Although I kind of like nighttime too. That's when I get all my real work done. Let's not look into that. So, did you add that link to the show notes, by the way?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Okay, good. As for me, I will also, hopefully, if the weather holds, be going to South Carolina with Bill and hopefully Cluze to check out the Day of Black Sun. I guess we should point out we're not going to be doing any firebending that day, right? That's the obligatory thing to point out.
There will be no firebending. We will not be channeling electricity, and it seems pretty unlikely that that will be our opportunity to take the Earth Kingdom.
Take it back?
I mean, I don't have it.
Good point.
Wait, I thought you were in charge of that.
No, dude. I don't want it. It's run by, like, the voice of Lex Luthor. I'm not touching that.
Anyway.
It's like the Kurgan.
There's a new event going on in Overwatch, so if you would like to watch myself and Bill and our third, whoever that might be, we've had, I think, 5 or 6 thirds that weren't randos.
Yeah, we varied it a bit.
Yeah, we played with Stephanie and Haley and Cap and Stark and Robert. Oh, and earlier today we played with Blizzard Mike. Yeah, so we've had 6 thirds with us that aren't randos. We've had a million of those, and most of them suck. So
most of them don't understand being a goalie means you stay at the goal.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a new mode called Lucio Ball, which is essentially 3-on-3. It's Rocket League. It's Rocket League with Overwatch character. Everyone's Lucio. And it is so much fun.
And before you say anything, we know they did it last year. This is new for us, and it plays differently from before, as I understand it. So.
Yeah. And it's so much fun, and that's what I have been streaming a lot of lately, because it's great, and I really want the event skins, so you have to grind. And if I'm going to be grinding anyway, I might as well be streaming it, because I am led to believe, entertaining when we play Lucio Ball.
Yeah, and with the right third person, there's also a lot of competitive banter. Let's call it that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So if that sounds entertaining to you, it's twitch.tv/themanapool. And I'll be doing that until the event ends, and after that I'll go back to streaming other stuff. Also, I will be streaming other stuff here and there as well while this event's going on, because a new set just dropped in Hearthstone, the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion, which is awesome! My full opening 104, I think it was, packs, and card reviewing all of the cards that I opened went up today, finally. The power went out during that, and I lost all the footage. So I had to download the footage from Twitch, but the footage wouldn't download from Twitch until the next day. So I was panicking, thinking that the footage was entirely lost, because Twitch was just giving me an error message, and I was twitching, like, not in the ironic way, but like, But no, I got it all put together today. It's up, it's public. Go check it out. If you're at all interested, just watch me open a bunch of packs and tell you about the cards, which, oddly enough, lots of people are. I don't understand, but hey, go for it. I'm missing something. Oh, right. Also, I have been playing a horror game called The Park, and the 3rd episode of that will go public tomorrow. And it's weird, you guys. It's really weird. It's a first-person walking simulator style game. And the first episode, I was like, this is kind of creepy and a little weird. And then it got worse. And then it got worse. And that's all I've recorded. So I think there's at least one more episode, maybe 2, that I have to record. And it's going to get worse and worse. I can just feel it. So, yeah, if you want to be a little freaked out, a few jump scares, one graphical glitch that is really terrifying, then yeah, just go check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's youtube.com/themanapool. In personal news, I went to see Guns N' Roses for the Not In This Lifetime tour on Friday, and it was amazing. I'm not even the biggest Guns N' Roses fan, but it was amazing. They played for freaking 3 hours, and it was amazing. I am gesturing wildly, but this is an audio podcast, so you can't see it, but it was amazing.
Sounds pretty amazing.
It was amazing. They still got it. They still rocked. I kept waiting on Slash's guitar strings to burst into flames. I'm pretty sure he uses asbestos-infused guitar strings, because there should have been explosions. I'm just saying. So ignore any of the, washed up stuff you might have heard over the last several years. It's not true. It's really not. And yeah, so that was awesome. And that's about it for me. So all the usual stuff, you can find me anywhere on the internet as The Manapool. Twitter is at The Manapool. Facebook.com/The Manapool. YouTube and Twitch already said. If you want to send me an email, send it to Chewie at themanapool.com. That's CHEWIE. Just all of that. And if you want to help support what I do with all of the streaming and videos and podcasts, then you can go to patreon.com/themanapool. See what I did there? And check out that stuff there. You can get stuff early. You can get the behind-the-scenes stuff. You can get your name on the end slate of videos that go up each month that you supported that tier. It's awesome. I appreciate every bit of it. I love you all so much. But this episode's gone really long and it's late. So we're going to wrap it up. So a big thanks to Cluze for coming back. Oh my God, Cluze, we missed you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I missed you guys too. I thought of you often, or at least every Monday.
There you go. Also,
all right.
Really? I guess once a week is often, depending on, geologic timescale. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, this has been Monday Night Magic number 573. Thank you all so very much for listening, and I was going to have something about the eclipse, but it fell off, so go play some Magic.
Don't stare at the sun.
Don't stare at the sun!